The psychology of your wallet. Was 100 now 50? Feels like saving 50, right? You didn't save money. Your brain latched onto the first number. That's anchoring. In the aisle, a bright sticker flips a switch. Suddenly, the full price looks wrong. Anchors set a reference price in your head, so lower than anchor feels like a win. The same 50 can feel expensive or cheap depending on the first number you saw. We adjust from the anchor, but usually not enough, so the discount seems bigger than it is. Stores lean on that bias with was price or compare at messages that move your internal benchmark. When the benchmark moves, willingness to buy often rises, even if the product didn't change. Then there's the left digit effect. $9.99 is read more like 9 than 10. Prices just under a round number feel meaningfully lower, and that tilt can sway a choice. Add a timer or a tiny remaining stack, and urgency kicks in. Value feels higher. Both time-based and quantity-based scarcity can boost intention to buy, on average. Scarcity comes in two flavors, a ticking clock or a shrinking pile. Both can raise desire on average, though context and product type matter. Sale signs work best when they're scarce themselves. When everything shouts sale, belief drops. People learn the pattern quickly, and the signal gets noisier the more it's used. In field tests, switching to a 9 ending sometimes lifted demand even at a higher price. One catalog study reported roughly 30% more units at 49 than 44. But charm pricing isn't a magic button. Category, brand, and other cues can mute it. If a big sale banner already frames a deal, the ending might add little. Why does a deal feel great? Your brain tracks two ledgers, value and victory. That rush is transaction utility, the pleasure of paying less than your internal reference price. At checkout, a bold "you saved" line rewards the victory ledger, not your budget. You might have spent money on something you wouldn't buy at that same price without a sale. In the US, former price comparisons have rules. The old price must be genuine and recently maintained. Comparing to a number that wasn't real or recent is treated as deceptive, not a discount. Posting a high sticker for a moment, then slashing it, doesn't create a real was price. Genuine comparisons reflect a truthful regular price. Fake anchors shift feelings without honest savings. Tactics can steer your benchmark, but your needs and budget haven't changed. Compare against your own baseline. Would this still be worth it with no sale framing at all? Picture the item at today's number without any was beside it. Still feel like a win? If the glow fades, that's the anchor speaking louder than the product's value to you. 2 quick checks help. Do I need it? Would I buy again at this same price next week? If those wobble, the victory feeling is steering more than the need. Sellers also plant anchors before you meet the item. Compare odds, crossed out lists, even layout order. Once a first number lands, later prices feel like comparisons against it, unless you set your own baseline. Sequence matters. If the first thing you see is pricey, your yardstick shifts upward. Later numbers ride that frame, so ordinary prices can feel like bargains by contrast. A compare at or list price doesn't just inform. It can reset what fair feels like. Once your benchmark moves, the same tag can read as a deal, nudging intent upward. Saving means cash stays with you. A deal feel is different. It's the victory ledger lighting up. If framing is the only reason you buy, you didn't keep money. You traded it for that win feeling. Near round numbers, tiny changes can feel outsized. Crossing a threshold stretches the difference in your head. That's the left digit effect at work, which is why just underpricing keeps showing up. Online pressure nudges, countdowns, and popularity flashes have drawn scrutiny for being misleading. Treat urgency as a claim to evaluate against need and baseline, not a command to buy. Run 3 quick questions. Am I anchored? Is a left digit fooling me? Is urgency pushing me? Then compare to need and budget. Keep the win feeling and the buy decision on separate tracks. On real shelves, cues rarely travel alone. A strike through, a 9 ending, and a timer can pile up. Start by naming each one in your head. Then judge the price as if none of them existed. When several cues point the same way, the deal feeling can snowball even if value didn't change. Ask which element moved you most, the anchor, the left digit, or the rush and test that piece. Grab a quiet comparator, a similar item without banners or fancy endings to reset your sense of normal. If the flashy one only wins with the extras, your yardstick was borrowed from the shelf, not your needs. A short pause or a different aisle can help the borrowed frame loosen its grip. Then reprice it with your own baseline and need check. The number stayed the same, the story changed. Sometimes signals fight, a loud former price, but no urgency or tidy endings with shaky comparisons. Mixed messages are a cue to slow down and lean harder on your own baseline. Cart checkpoint. Name the anchor, scan the left digit, weigh urgency, then ask, would I buy at this number next week? If not, that's the win feeling trying to vote. Keep the mood separate from the money decision. With big purchases, a premium model often shows up first. That opening number tugs your yardstick upward. Before you compare, imagine starting at the middle option. Does a so-called bargain still feel like one? Context matters with price endings. Round numbers can signal premium. 9 endings often signal a bargain frame. When a page already drips with discount cues, flipping to .99 rarely moves judgment much. A posted compare at can sneak into your sense of a fair ask during questions or price matches. Treat it as a claim, not a fact. Start from your baseline value, then decide what you're willing to pay. When countdowns never end, your brain starts to discount them. Pressure turns into background noise. If urgency repeats, verify need and budget first. Real scarcity holds up under that check. Run 2 meters in your head. Use value and deal glow. They do not always point the same way. If use value is low while deal glow is high, that's a sign to pause before paying. After a purchase, ask which meter won, need or deal glow. That answer tunes your next baseline. Small reflections compound. You get better at spotting anchors and keeping wins and spending separate. Your brain keeps rough mental budgets, groceries, fun, gifts that color what a price feels like. A discount can feel like found space in a bucket, even though total cash hasn't grown. Reference prices drift with what you've seen lately. Recency quietly nudges the yardstick. Widen the window. Compare across times and places before trusting a fresh normal. Put the same number beside premium models and it looks cheap. Beside basics, it looks steep. Context writes the price's story. Your baseline decides whether that story deserves a buy. Set a personal anchor first. What would count as fair before any tags or timers? Now outside numbers are opinions, not orders. You're comparing everything to your own yardstick. That rush is the story of paying less than expected, not money appearing in your wallet. Spot the story, then choose. Enjoy the feeling or skip the purchase when it isn't needed. At checkout, split the decision. Did I win a deal? And should I own this thing? When those answers diverge, let ownership lead. Save the win feeling for something you'll actually use. Here's the dinner table version. Discounts shift your reference price, so paying feels like a win. Ask this. Would the same number still feel good tomorrow? If not, that wasn't saving. It was buying a win feeling. Here's the paradox. A big discount can claim you save while your cash still left your wallet. What sold wasn't only the product. It was the sense of beating a number your brain took as normal. Quick recap. Name the anchor, read the left digit, question urgency, then check against your own baseline. If the use value meter loses to deal glow, pause and let future you decide. Pick target prices for things you buy often and revise them after you live with the purchase. Small routines beat willpower. A quick prepaid checkpoint protects your budget over time. If this helped, share your best anchor check in the comments and subscribe for more Brain Wallet explainers. Bottom line, a discount often sells a win feeling, not guaranteed savings. Education, not financial advice.